My name is Victoria Macha and I warmly welcome you to this presentation, to this webinar about the module 5 called networking. I'm pleased to tell you something about this well-known topic everybody is talking about and everybody is using, and I hope to expand your knowledge or to give you some new inputs for you and your practical and personal work. As I think networking is a term everybody knows about, I would like to start with a quote. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. For me, it contains the benefits of a good network. In the professional context, sustainability and development further is based on a strengthened and working network. Especially in case of AEPs, adult education professionals, building a reflected network can be a benefit for the professionals themselves and for the target group, the low-skilled learners they are working with. Let's see what are the goals of the whole module. You will get some theoretical inputs like I'm doing it here in the webinar, and later on we will have some practical exercises and suggestions for the practical work to build and extend your personal knowledge about networking. You will learn about the different levels of networking and the importance of having a strengthened and sustainable network. Additionally, I will tell you something about the benefits of doing networking. Based on this, we will check out some methodological approaches for the practical implementation. Here in this webinar, we are going to talk about the definition of networking, the principles, and some possible steps how to do networking. For sure, there are different fields of networking, and we start with the definition, because a definition can be given very short and fast. It's about exchanging information and services. It also can be described as cultivation of productive relationship. A third classification can be called to establish contacts or doing socializing. Regarding the desired outcome or goal, there can be named different types. The goal can be to give or to get information or services. In other contexts, networking is primarily used for doing socializing. A third goal, and I think that's an important one for the work as an adult education professional, is the professional advancement. As a first insight, we can divide the requirements for networking into a private and a business context. For sure, the practice can be mixed up into both parts. For example, the first question to reflect about can be: what platforms are you using? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Do you use them for business or for your private contacts? As I said before, the areas can be divided strictly and overlap time by time. Important is the fact that it depends on every person, him or herself, how to build, strengthen and grow their own network. And for sure, it's up to you to set up and to customize your personal network. In fact, it doesn't matter if you want to build a network around your professional area or concerning your passions or your hobbies. The way you connect to people can be reflected and structured. The next slides will give you an overview of principles, how a professional network can be structured. Professional networking is not about gathering business cards. It can be a strategy to collect them, put them into a drawer, and search for people or professionals in case you have a question or need a special sort of help. This approach is very short-term and not sustainable at all. The following principles can help you to structure and rethink the way networking can be used. Or, for sure, it can also be nothing new for you, as you have heard already 1,000 times about this word. First of all, networking is an all-the-time thing. Don't only do it when you need it, because when you need it, it already can be too late for using your network. Second, give your value first. Give something to people. It doesn't matter if it is your time, your energy, some kind of service, a recommendation, or even just a good advice. Bring something positive to the people surrounding you. The third one, give more than you take. Fill up your deposit of networking before you withdraw. You will start earning a reputation as a giver. And that's kind of a key factor to use networking sustainable. The fourth one, for building lasting relationships, it is important to interact personal, as a human. That means not just send an email to the people. Human interaction means call them at least or make a meeting, meet the people, because it is always a better idea to hear or see the people you want to interact with. The fifth one is build trust. That means do what you say you are going to do. You should have a trusted word. Don't promise too much that you maybe can't carry out. It is important to think about your time, the time you can offer to your network. The sixth principle is keep on moving forward. You can always expand your network. That doesn't always mean to contact new people. It can also mean to bring together people you already know, which might be useful for each other. Who can be good for the other person? This can be a benefit for all of you, because maybe you need some special kind of information or service, and the people you helped before will maybe be helpful for you searching someone who can help. The last principle is to set up a systemic plan. Networking will be successful if you practice it all the time, if you have a plan behind it, and if you have a goal you are working with. I know this is means to be very businesslike, but it can also be just a point to reflect for you about your own network, and maybe you just can use some parts of it. But if you want to think about networking all in one, then I've prepared 5 steps for doing networking in a systemic way. First of all, set a goal. It is very important that you take some time to think about it. What do you expect from network? Do you want to educate yourself, advance your knowledge? Do you want to find some mates for sharing your passion or your hobbies? What do you want to share with others? Are you job hunting? Do you want to grow long-lasting partnership? Take your time to identify your personal goal. The second step is doing research. That means think about, who do I know? Who do I maybe want to know? Do I know people who are connected with those people? What can you invest? What do other people may need? You can use a map. That means you can create a list or a diagram with people surrounding you, that you can make it, that you can visualize them. The third step is collect the names. Identify 60 to 100 people surrounding you, and you have contact all over the year. For example, you can use just 1 hour in a month to identify individuals. That's not a lot of time you've lost. The fourth step is work out 3 or 4 messages. By creating a template, it is easier for you to send out invitations to people regularly. For example, you can make a pre-canned email or a text you are taking for WhatsApp or an SMS, or you are talking at a phone call. Create some templates, get in touch with people, and tailor these messages. It depends on your personal communication style. The fifth point is execute the plan. For example, you can take at the beginning of every month 5 people you would like to contact. Maybe for dinner, for lunch, or just for a coffee break. Whatever it is possible for you and your timetable. You can give them 1 week to answer. If they are not answering, choose another person. But set the focus that you want to spend time with people, that you want to expand your network by building relationships. Those steps are created for business trainings. So maybe using the whole procedure is not practical or necessary for your personal work, but it can be useful to reflect about those steps and work out small points you can change or adapt in your own contacts, business as well as the private ones. Now let's talk about possible places where you can get in touch with people. For sure, there are countless possibilities to get connected. I've tried to collect some ideas for you and your work as an AEP. Education and training. We are attending education and training sessions for a reason. Why are you there? What do you want to learn? Do you want to expand your present knowledge? You want to learn alternative approaches? Get in touch with the participants there, because sometimes they have another perspectives or ideas for you and your work. You can exchange your knowledge. Think about your own work environment. Are there people working in different projects or fields in your company? Which information, which knowledge, or which services they offer? Can they be useful for you and your work? Are there other locations which may have the same target group or the same goals or project descriptions as you are having? Think about it. Also think about associations. Are you attending some associations in your free time? Which people are you talking with? And which people aren't you talking with? Pay attention to those facts at your next meeting. Think about your old connections, previous jobs, or your school. Think about the people you had contact with. Maybe it could be fun to meet some of them. What are they doing now? Take some time to think about it. Think about contacts you may have lost over the last years. Maybe you can organize a reunion. The neighborhood. Do you know the people who are living in your environment? The flat next door? All the people who are having the garden next to you? Pay attention to people surrounding you. Maybe you will need something from them in future. May you have a party at the weekend and it's going to be longer at night. Or you need to repair something immediately and it's going to be loud. You can prevent the stress or unpleasant situations by connecting to them. Sometimes just small gestures are enough to begin. Catch the moment. Sometimes we are busy when we are waiting for the bus or attending a flight. But sometimes you can use this moment by talking to the people surrounding you. What do they desire? Which kind of work are they doing? What do the people interest? And for sure, there are online platforms in a private or in a business way. An easy access to people is the online way. Like pictures, comment contributions, share content. You can also socialize on social media to stay present in the mind of other people. There are a lot more possibilities to connect with people. Those examples can be seen as stimulations for you and your style of doing networking. So let's talk about the different levels of networking. As we have already learned about the general definition and principles for building a sustainable network. If it is used in a private sector, even if we don't notice it, like interacting with neighbors or friends. At the business sector, people reflect more about their connections. Who knows something which is important or useful for me? In fact, networking is a very individual and personal process. To boil it down, the network as an AEP, adult education professional, the term network can be specified. At this level, the focus can be set on the knowledge, your personal knowledge, and useful services. The concept of lifelong learning teaches us to improve and expand our knowledge. We have never learned enough. There are always new things we can improve. Learning can be done easier when connected with a practical part. Talk about situation during your training or your coaching process. While interacting with other people, you get to know their approaches, their perspectives, which can be useful and integrated for you and your personal approach. Additionally, it is important to be informed about available helping systems around your training. Where can the participants turn when they have financial or health problems? At the third level, we can offer participants to help them building and strengthen their own network. Connected to the question, what are the next steps when they have finished this course, this training? Is there a professional supporting systems? Are there private contacts who are supporting them? Again, the questions, where do the people learn when they need help? All those questions are going to be answered during the further sessions of the module 5. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice day.